from Joji on there. He dropped his newest album, Smithereens. Been 2 years since we last listened to a Joji album with Nectar. You know, Joji's interesting because his rise, I think, wasn't something a lot of people would have expected, especially given his like personality before he really
Yeah.
like dove into music.
YouTube roots, Filthy Frank.
And I watched him perform live at Coachella this past year. How they stream all the concerts. His live singing still not very good, but he makes great albums and great songs. So I think he's the kind of artist I probably wouldn't go see live, but I'll just enjoy the albums for that
The
reason.
studio recordings, though.
And yeah, the studio recordings are great. And Dave, I'm wondering if you felt like that continued on Smithereens.
Yeah, I mean, Smithereens. It's so quick. You know what is it? 25 minutes. Like
Yeah.
album three from him, and I don't know if it necessarily like changed my opinion on Joji at all, but it's just like more proof, more evidence that he is a fully fledged artist and really knows his way around some of the more ballady song constructions. Lest we forget in 2020, when Nectar came out, his second album, one of the lead singles on that, Run, we both really loved. I had that on my top five songs of 2020. And he basically came up with a similar song this time around with the lead single, Glimpse of Us, which is just a straight up, piano ballad, sung piano ballad, which happened to debut at number 10 and peak at number 8 in the country. Like, how the hell did that happen? Like,
Yeah.
obviously TikTok happened, but like, it's still wild to me that like TikTok propelled a Joji piano ballad to, let's see, 600 million streams at time of
It's
recording.
incredible.
Like, obviously good for him, but I think the music. It sounds like the rest of his music's been sounding, which is good. I think I'm more interested in him when I think the vocals can be a bit more lively. I think a song like Night Rider stands out to me. Even a song like Yukon Interlude off
Mm.
Smithereens here. There's that vocal melody with the all white truck part where it's like, that's like a really nice touch from Joji here. And I think like that's probably like my favorite thing about him these days, where like he there's just something kind of about his vocals, not only his studio vocals, as you said, but there's something about like those Joji vocals that can kind of, I think, take you by surprise because he comes across as so much more polished than his career arc would suggest, as I
Mhm.
think most people would know at this point.
Yeah, you know, I think for me, I actually was left kind of questioning where his vocals have kind of gone to, right? It feels like since like Slow Dancing in the Dark, we haven't
Hmm.
really gotten a song where he's like really showing out on the high range of his abilities. And
Yeah.
that might be intentional. Maybe he is thinking about like how are these going to sound live? Do I really want to put myself in a position where I can't necessarily like replicate these? I don't know. But it feels like we get some moments on Smithereens where he could have easily like had one of those really like high flying moments in a song, like a great switch up or beat drop, and he always kind of pulls back. And Smithereens feels a little bit more contained,
Yeah.
um, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it definitely left me feeling like, where's the Joji that that we had a few years back in 2017?
Yeah. I mean, you don't have like a Gimme Love on
Yeah.
this or a Yeah Right. Gimme Love, much more, I think, up tempo, as poppy as Joji can probably sound, and Yeah Right, much more electronic production. You don't really have that on this. You don't have like Modus off Nectar, which has like a really sticky melody in the chorus in a
Mhm.
fun way. Like, you don't really have that. This is a lot more like stripped down, like vocals first kind of music. And he's a good enough singer to pull it off. But I think part of it, like Glimpse of Us, kind of like maybe like set the table for this. But like,
Yeah.
I prefer, I think, Run, which just has, I think, a bit bigger of a
Yeah.
high than Glimpse of Us. Slow Dancing in the Dark, same kind of thought, where, Glimpse of Us perhaps just kind of push Joji in this direction,
Yeah.
to really get into the singing bag, as it were, here. Obviously, no shade, no worries there. He's made plenty of good songs already. Funny enough, when I was on vacation in out west, I saw someone like a teenage girl in a Smithereens Joji shirt or a sweatshirt.
Wow.
Yeah,
She was
I
on it.
believe I believe the tour. She must have went on tour because the tour had just started, and I was like, wow, Joji merch in the wild. Shout out Joji, man.
Yeah, he's come a long way. Um, yeah, I agree with you. You kind of called out Knight Rider, which is one of the ones that really stood out to me. Really love the like way you can just ride on that. That feels like a song that I could see sampled in, for like a rap song in the future type of thing.
Mm.
Um, yeah, I think I even like the second song, feeling like the end. Those beginning keys remind me of the like social network music where it's like
Oh.
boom boom boom. Like I don't know why. I always just kind of been want him to like write a song over the social network music for some reason. Just feels
Wow.
like the right guy for it.
That's a TikTok waiting to happen, man. Make one.
Yeah, if only I could figure it out. I'm too old for that. You're the TikTok person, Dave.
At
Um,
Nowstalgia Pod on
Follow
TikTok.
us. Um, yeah, I think like when he goes a little bit more into the actual sound of the song, like when he relies on the ballads, like and just his vocals, like before the day is over, I really found myself not quite jiving with the music. But things like 1 a.m. freestyle, even near the end, that piano is pretty great. You get him harmonizing with himself a little bit, which sounds really nice. Get some like cool percussion moments. That's the kind of stuff I'm looking for with Joji because he has such a distinct sound. I want to see him like continue to push it further. You mentioned how we don't get a moment like Run. We don't get any like big guitars on this. It's all pretty
Mm-mm.
stripped back. So I hope that this is just kind of the direction he was going for this particular album, and we'll get some more of those moments in the future. But if this is like Joji's like stripped back album, it's still really good.
Yeah. I mean, he recently announced that in 2023 he's doing a show at Madison Square Garden and a show at the Forum in LA. Those are some big venues
Yeah.
for anyone in 88 Rising. Like, I think it's pretty clear that Joji is like the biggest artist on 88 at this point. But to do even one show at MSG,
Hmm.
you, the music you make, you're doing a show at MSG. That's wild. That's
Great for
amazing
him,
for
man.
him.
I'm excited for that. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
get tickets. We'll see how much they are.